Well, good day, Kingman, Arizona. We stayed here last night, explored a little bit of the city. I got to hang out with a friend of mine that lives here. We're gonna see a little bit more this morning, and then we are gonna head off towards California. Daze with Jordan the Lion, and oh yeah, Scott Michaels. It begins right now. Hey, just because you're on Route 66 doesn't mean you got to sell hamburgers and hot dogs. You can do Thai also. Look at this place. How awesome is this? Look at that great mural on the bottom. All the stops on Route 66. Then over here you got Maryland peeking out of the window. And Elvis. Hi, Maryland. I love this mural. That's a good one. I always love it when the city has their name in a mural. So, a couple of states back, we went through the drive-through Route 66 sign. Well, we found it here in Kingman, so we're gonna do it here too. Ready for a picture, Scott?
Sure.
Done. Over here they have a sign telling you all the distances. You're 1,805 miles from here to Chicago, so that's how far we've traveled. All right, we're gonna check out the Kingman Visitor Center, and then I wanna go across the street and get a bite to eat. You know it's gonna be a good day when your day starts off with Frankie Lyman and the teenagers playing overhead. We're gonna show you a little bit of this place, but not a ton, because I was just here like a month ago, showed the whole place, and I really want to get to our next stop, which is Oatman, Arizona. So we came over here to what they call the powerhouse here in town. This is the Visitor Center, the Route 66 Museum, and according to my friend, where they had the city council meeting last night. Here we are. Very patriotic as soon as you walk in. It's 2 floors. So here they're showing that originally the travelers that came out here would have been on Wheel Wagon Road. And you guessed it, in covered wagons. Kind of cool that they show this era of history. How much stuff they would have had to travel with. And a pregnant missus for the trip. Over here they talk about the early days of Route 66, the first 2 years, and the Dust Bowl because of the horrible drought. Then here they talk about before it was Route 66, it was the National Old Trails Highway. And this entire room is dedicated to John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath. How cool is that? Which was, you know, movie cataloging or documenting all these people moving west for a new life, a better life. Can you imagine? So they have the truck in here, kind of showing the Grapes of Wrath, the time period. Doesn't say whether it's the one used in the movie. Not quite sure about that, but they did make, Henry Fonda made a movie. Tough time. On our way into Kingman, coming west, we were seeing tons of Burma shave. I mean, tons of them. Sadly, seemed like every time you got to the actual Burma shave part, somebody had taken a screwdriver and removed the main sign, but they have a recreation of old soda fountains and old gas stations. We've been seeing a ton of those on this trip, so. And of course, old classic cars, like Scott told me the other day. He's like, you just can't go anywhere without seeing an old classic car, Route 66. So one weird thing about this place that I loved was not only, you know, I love murals, so I love this whole section up here, but they have a little electric car section of this museum. They have Waylon Jennings' golf cart. So here it is. Yeah, we were there. We talked our way out of a ticket too, by the way. Thanks to Robert Wadlow. Sadly, only one arrow remains, and they have all of this for like a photo op if you want. Some cool stuff in there. 66 drive-in. Yep, we made it there. Snowcap, Angel Delgadillo Snowcap. I sure did. They played a lot of practical jokes on me while I was there. They do on everybody. I just didn't film them. Here they're showing their Harvey house. There's several Harvey houses, but have one here. And then we're gonna go down to the electric car museum downstairs. I wanna see Waylon's car. I do love all these recreations though. They've done a great job of kind of taking you back in time. This is the Scott Michaels mural where you have nothing on the road except for a road sign. And then off in the distance to get a fountain Diet Coke is the McDonald's. So I guess I didn't realize last time I was here, I only noticed that Waylon's was over here, but this is Willie's. Willie is, I think that's Willie Nelson's because both seats say Willie, and it's right by Waylon's. And Willie's a well-known golfer, obsessed golfer. When he gave up partying and drinking and all that stuff, like he said, he told Dennis Hopper was giving up alcohol, came out and was having problems with it, and he met up with Willie, and Willie said, you got to start golfing. That's what all of us do when we give up our bad habits. So that's Waylon's. You can see actually in the picture him and Jesse, his wife Jessie Coulter, with the one next to it. And they actually left the bags on the back of this one. See the back of it? It's a Mercedes golf cart. Somebody took the Mercedes logo off there, but the golf clubs, yeah, that is Willie's because it's a Willie Nelson bandana. So I thought so. That's awesome. Not a huge electric car museum, but they have a ton of cool stuff to see. From the small cars to the big ones. All right, we've completed the museum, which means we've completed our time here. Mr. Daze is just a really cool themed Route 66 diner here right across from the visitor center. Look how cool this place is. The colors and everything. He's got his own, I want to believe that that's a delivery vehicle. That's so cool. But just the vibe of it all, I love it. Great music. Oh, look at this, the lifted cop car over here. I love it. They have some great murals here too. Check this one out. Elvis dancing to pizza, baby. And I bet Scott never thought he'd be taking a photo with Marilyn on top of a Harley. His dream come true. Look at this police car. That is great. Yeah, the place just has a really cool vibe. They do burgers and malts and all that stuff, but then the other side is the pizza place right over here. Let's go look inside. Look, eyelashes. Nice and colorful. I like it.
How are you guys?
Good. Good. I've never seen that honeymooners thing. Yeah, it's a honeymooners. So not only are they playing my favorite song of all time, Sleepwalk, which I have not heard yet, but look at the mural behind where we're gonna eat. The drive-in scene. There's our menu. I like the menus are great. And here's the rest of the dining room. Got an old jukebox and everything back there. I love it. My first time here. I'm gonna get the Mr. D's omelet. I'm so glad they're playing my favorite song. That's so cool. Also, looking at us while we're eating, a picture of Oprah when she dined here. Scott, you did not know you were gonna see some Oprah on Route 66 today, did you? I needed some morning coffee. Yeah, that looks fantastic. Mr. D's omelet. Thanks for visiting. No, thanks for having us. I've been to the town we're going to one time before and I loved it. I got there a little late in the day, so some of the things that you can check out in town were closed, so we'll get to see those this time. So in the last video, we were meeting up with Michael, who had all the Carole Lombard artifacts. We were talking about some of the myths associated with those two, and that they did get married in Kingman, but they didn't. There's a theory, or they, you know, a myth that they came out and stayed in a room out here, but people close to them say that that didn't happen. But if they did, this is the road they would have traveled. And we'll see the room that they claim that they stayed in. Scott said he had to go to the bathroom, so we hit this rest stop, and then we'll be putting a Death Hag sticker on and getting going after that. Drop one off, Scott. Got a little roadside stop along the way. Might as well pop in, check it out. Cool Springs. Cool Springs Market. Looks cool to me. Looks like you can buy a bunch of different geology from the area. They got a museum and gift shop. Might as well check a little bit of it out. That's where we are. Oh, isn't that beautiful? There's some of the old pumps, that's cool. Some great jewelry. Let's see what this has to offer. I think this is the museum, this little part back here. Will Rogers. Not sure what's up with the pinups, but I guess the Rolling Stones were through here. Bob Waldmeyer. That's great. No kidding. I didn't know Universal Soldier was filmed out here. That's cool. That's awesome. There's some pictures from the production. And then Ali Walker and Jean-Claude Van Damme there and Dolph Lundgren. That's right. What we saw in the background of those photos from Universal Soldier. So they filmed it all right out here. That's cool. Or some of it, anyway. There you go, all you Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren fans. Don't say I never do anything for you. Here's where we have the fun little extra couple of minutes into Oatman. Nice curvy roads. Nice fall off cliffs. Scott loves it. Hey there, fella. Welcome us to Oatman. Thank you. Uh-oh. How freaky is this, Scott? It's pretty freaky. It's high. Yeah, I probably shouldn't be filming and driving. Extremely dangerous road out here, as you can see. 2.2 miles. Cruising into Oatman. That is a terrifying drive-in if you've never done it. White knuckles all the way. We noticed there's a little bit of a gunfight or something going on in town when we rolled through. Here's the history. Founded in 1906. Oh, there's a familiar face. Zoltar. Even Oatman has Zoltar. I think we may have just missed it. Yeah, I think we just missed whatever the gunfight was. I'm sure they'll do another one in a half hour or so. The ghost town that refuses to die. So the gunfighter guy just said he'll do another show tomorrow at noon, so guess we missed it. Some people are afraid of the burros, some people like them. I like them.
Flat hands.
I want to get a picture of you guys.
No, flat hands, flat hands. Can't see your finger. Oh, no.
A lot of what's here are a lot of souvenir shops, fun Western things to do. I just love the vibe of the whole place. It's all old Wild West ghost town. Fortunately, this is closed. The restaurant's closed. But the Oatman Hotel up here is where they always have claimed that Carole Lombard and Clark Gable spent their wedding night. And they've also said that they have like Carole's wedding dress, but in the photos, she's wearing a kind of like a suit dress. National Register of Historic Places. This is one of those saloons that has a ton of dollar bills and stuff that you leave on the ceiling as well. Look at that. It says Clark Gable and Carole Lombard spent their honeymoon upstairs March 18th, 1939. Well, they actually got married on March 29th, so they frequently return to Oatman because they enjoyed the solitude, and Clark played cards with the miners. So there are all those dollar bills I told you about. But yeah, they were married 10 days later, so looks like instead of a bar and everything, now it's an ice cream parlor. But you can still go up. Oh, the restaurant and bar is over there. You can still go up and see the suite. So let's go see. They may have stayed there at some point, but Seems like I read that their close friend said no, they were back. They drove straight home. Or she did, I think, and Clark went back to filming. So the room, they keep most of this all closed off, but this is the room right here. They keep it open so you can see through. Now you see, this is the room that they claim they slept in. But I've heard, and I don't see the sign anymore, but I've seen various places where they claim that one of these was the wedding dress and neither one were, so. So there you go. If they did stay here on the 19th, that's highly possible that just wasn't their wedding date. And they have the marriage license over here from Kingman. It's a big tourist attraction, as you can tell. Nothing wrong with that though, you know. Especially since, like we saw, it's a different date, so highly possible. Here in their old phone booth, you can still see the phone in there. Odie the ghost, they have a ghost here. I'm sure Zach Baggins was here. From Ireland, lived here at the Oatman Hotel. He died in 1830 behind the hotel and remained here ever since. Oh wow, this was built even before this was a town. It says the hotel was built in 1902. It was called the Derlin Hotel, built by Mr. Derlin. Then a fire destroyed the inside and it was rebuilt in 1920. Look at the bar. Look at that ceiling. Wow, the entire restaurant is covered in dollar bills. This is the eatery part of it. I've never been in this part. Let's go a little further into town. There's more stuff up ahead. It's our buddies again. Come on in for a kick and deal. Bed races. The town I grew up in, Troy, they used to have bed races during the strawberry festivals. Don't think they do it anymore though. Shooting gallery over here. Let's check this out.
Alright, I'm gonna do the choo-choo train again, okay? Last one.
Here's the jail. Over here we have a little shop. Seems like the old jail is back here. Yeah, the old jail's back here. Gold mining town of Oatman. Over here you can buy burro food and visit the jail. Perfect road song. Oh, there's a line to see the jail. There she be. The original 1936 jail.
Sally is blind. So we have to be very careful when we add something to the habitat.
2 rooms, 2 cells. Looks like they've put a little museum in the one side. Here we actually have a jail cell. Looks like they used to do some hang-ins right there, and a little bit of justice right there. Yeah, that was definitely a hang-in platform. Let's go check out the mining museum. I've checked it out before.
Hey,
Hello. What's going on here? Look at this, old time saloon. Standing on the site that used to be the Arizona Hotel in 1915. 45 rooms and numerous baths. Yeah, not everybody had their own bath, but burned up in a fire in 1921, it said. Here's the mine. See, this is all free, so kind of like a fun little kitschy town. Used to be a painting of a gunfighter over here. kind of cool. You can just get to walk through a mine, you know. That's where we started from out there. That's civilization, people. I don't know if I'd necessarily call that a museum. It was just a walk in a mine, but it was fun and free. So I was kind of shocked last time I was here. There was like easily 7 or 8 burro walking around. I only see 2 today, and we saw one way out of town. And I asked about it. She said they actually took a lot of them out of town because people were feeding them carrots and apples and candy and stuff that it's not native to them. They were getting sick. So for their own safety, they removed some of them. But there are a couple still around because they know people want to see them. Little photo op here. Stick the head through there. The original Oatman donkalope. There's some little items put in the floor here, and there's a Route 66 key, some horseshoes. It's a gift shop, and I love it on their benches outside. It has half-hour parking. Yeah, they didn't want people feeding them up here either. Friendly. I like on these little gas pumps that they painted on here, they have a date and what the price of gas was at the time. Like here, it's 1915 for 14 cents a gallon. Or you could go over here, 1933, also 14 cents a gallon. Over here we have Oatman Blacksmith, fun time tattoos and photos. Oh, look at this gift shop. That's awesome. You can stick your head through the world famous Cactus Joe right there. I found my sweet ass in Oatman. That's what it said. I love it. That's great. Do not feed them carrots. Frequencies can give you better balance, increased strength, energy, and more brain focus. Ah, cool town. This place says 50,000-year-old mammoth tusk. See it free? Okay. There it is. $28,500 if you want to buy it. Authentic. Only problem, we don't have a photo of the mammoth it came from. I feel you.
Oh, Oliver. Joe. You don't want a high five? You go ahead. High five. High five. High five.
Always fun to stop here. This is unfortunate to see. I'm noticing some poor sucker got killed here. Says the Oatman Town Marshal, he was wearing his boots and star on chest when Jackass Bill laid him to rest. God, what a decrepit dead guy. Rigor mortis definitely set in by now.
Enough.
First ever upside down Christmas tree I've ever seen. Check out Jackass Ron's place though. He's got like an Elvis thing going on for himself. Here's Outlaw Willie's gold mine. And a little note to all stage riders: spit with the wind, not against it. Now the Burros are just chilling, just hanging out. I'm not leaving without feeding my buddies. I got 2 bags of food for them. Scott, this is where I drop you off, my friend. Have a good time. It's a lot of work to get here, but Scott, what'd you think of the place now that you saw it?
I enjoyed the ass of that place.
Yep, Oatman, you gave us a good time once again. We just ran into a bunch of the Burros here in the middle of Route 66. Thanks for a great time, guys. I finally got my kicks on Route 66. Thank you. If you look over to the right on the freeway, there's the welcome to Arizona. So we entered California, going back to Arizona state line to get back into California. Welcome to California. we've made our way over to Needles, California, and I always kind of think of two things when I think of Needles. I think of Sam Kinnison's Crash, and Snoopy's brother Spike was from Needles. Charles Schulz actually lived part of his life in Needles, California because one of his cousins had tuberculosis and the family moved here for their health. So he incorporated some of the stories of his time in Needles into Snoopy's brother Spike's stories. This is the Needles Regional Museum, and we missed them being open today, but that's okay because I just told you about Charles Schulz being from here, and right on the side of their museum they have this beautiful mural with, wouldn't you know it, Snoopy's brother Spike promoting the museum. I love it. A very cool little photo op bench here also if you're looking for something like that. I just noticed from afar, if you look at the mural up top, this used to be a Penny's. Well, my friends, we're gonna call it a day. I promised Scott that we would make it to California, and we did. And we saw Snoopy's brother Spike, so I think that's a good way to wrap up the day. Thank you all for watching. Scott, did you have a great day? Do you want to say anything?
It's great to be back in the sunshine in the desert heat, and we had a great time. I had a great time.
Awesome. We will see you all from Route 66 again tomorrow. Thank you all for watching, and these flies, goodbye.